Most people over 60 believe that if they're not walking every day, their health is quietly slipping away. They've been told for decades that walking is the gold standard, the minimum requirement, the non-negotiable habit. But here's the unsettling question few ever ask: what if the very activity you're forcing yourself to do is no longer giving you the protection you think it is, and what if something far simpler is quietly outperforming it? Doctors noticed this long before the public did. The clues were subtle. Patients who walked every day were still losing strength, still falling, still declining. Meanwhile, another group, people who barely walked at all, were maintaining balance, muscle, and independence. Something important was missing from the story, and it wasn't effort or motivation. To understand why, you have to go back to the science of aging and movement. In the 1970s and 80s, research focused almost entirely on aerobic exercise, walking, jogging, cycling. The heart was king. But as longitudinal studies like the Framingham Heart Study expanded, researchers began noticing a disconnect after age 65. Cardiovascular health mattered, but it didn't predict independence. Muscle strength did. This realization didn't happen overnight. It followed a strict cause and effect timeline that starts much earlier than most people think. In early adulthood, movement builds surplus. In your 20s and 30s, your body accumulates muscle, bone density, and neural coordination faster than it loses them. Walking feels powerful because it's layered on top of strength you already have. Cause: high muscle reserve. Effect: walking improves endurance without exposing weakness. Then the 40s arrive, and changes begin quietly. According to NIH data, adults begin losing 3 to 5% of muscle mass per decade after 40. It's slow, almost invisible. Then the 40s arrive, and changes begin quietly. According to NIH data, adults begin losing 3 to 5% of muscle mass per decade after 40. It's slow, almost invisible. Walking still feels effective, but it's now maintaining stamina more than strength. Balance systems start compensating. The body adapts, but it's borrowing from reserves. After 65, the shift most people ignore becomes critical. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, accelerates. The CDC estimates that up to 1 in 3 adults over 60 has clinically significant muscle weakness, even if they appear active. Walking no longer challenges the muscles responsible for standing up, stabilizing joints, or preventing falls. Cause: insufficient resistance. Effect: functional decline hidden behind daily steps. This is where the breaking point often occurs. A minor stumble, trouble rising from a chair, a sudden loss of confidence. Medicare injury data shows falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in seniors, and most happen during routine activities, not extreme movement. The problem wasn't lack of walking, it was lack of targeted strength. Surgeons see this pattern repeatedly. Orthopedic and vascular specialists report that patients who can walk long distances but struggle to stand from a seated position have worse surgical outcomes and longer recovery times. That contradiction raised a critical question: what movement predicts survival and independence better than steps? The answer surprised many: the ability to repeatedly stand up from a chair with control. Chair-based strength movements directly target the quadriceps, glutes, core stabilizers, and postural muscles, the exact systems that fail first with age. Multiple studies, including data from the National Health and Aging Trends Study, show that lower body strength is a stronger predictor of longevity than walking speed after age 65. Here's the twist most seniors never hear: walking is low load. Chair-based resistance uses body weight as progressive load. It sends a stronger signal to muscles and bones without stressing joints. That's why many surgeons quietly recommend chair exercises to patients who walk plenty but keep declining. The fallout of ignoring this is massive. Loss of strength leads to loss of independence. Independence loss leads to assisted living. Assisted living leads to financial strain. AARP data shows that reduced mobility is one of the fastest paths to lifestyle collapse in older adults. And it often begins with believing walking is enough. So what do seniors try instead? Failed fixes based on old advice? They walk more, they push through pain, they buy gadgets. They blame themselves when nothing improves. The issue was never effort, it was mismatch. Today, this matters more than ever. Over 56 million Americans are over 65, and the majority want to age in place. Surveys show that most believe walking is their primary protection. The pattern repeats across millions. Active steps, shrinking strength, sudden decline. Now the mystery resolves. The chair exercise surgeons quietly favor isn't about convenience. It's about cause and effect. Stand to sit and sit to stand movements retrain the exact muscles that keep you alive, upright, and independent. You don't need to abandon walking, but you do need to stop believing it's enough. Here are 3 direct actions people over 60 can apply today. First, prioritize movements that involve standing up and sitting down with control. This targets survival muscles walking barely touches. Second, measure progress by ease of daily tasks, not step count. If standing feels easier, you're winning. Third, anchor strength work to routines you already have: meals, TV time, phone calls. Consistency beats intensity. Here's one clear warning based on evidence. Relying only on walking after 65 significantly increases fall risk because it fails to preserve the strength needed to recover from imbalance. And here's the open thought to carry forward. If the ability to rise from a chair predicts your future better than miles walked, what other healthy habits might be quietly misleading you? If this perspective changed how you see exercise, please like and share this video with someone who believes walking is the whole answer. And subscribe for the next chapter, because next, we lines reveal the one daily test doctors use to estimate how long you lines stay independent after 70.